reason why we built FAPSCO is to unite the Filipino online professionals industry, to also promote collaboration with each other, and of course we wanted to help produce skilled online professionals, specialists, and of course leaders.
We've created FAPSCO with a vision to become an organization that supports all Filipino online professionals to be successful in their online careers and businesses, regardless of their affiliations.
I joined FAPSCO because as an online professional who's working at the comfort of my home, I needed other individual can share with me on this freelancing journey.
The reason why we have built the Filipino Online Professional Service Cooperative is to help DICT graduates, aspirant freelancers, and this is also to help them develop, explore, and acquire new skills when it comes to online professional industry.
Ang paglambo o kalampusan sa usa ka organisasyon nagadepende sa kalidad sa mga miyembro o mga lideres niini. Ang FAPSCO dili lang adunay maanindot kayo nga advokasya o misyon na matabangan kitang tanang mga online professionals na magkahiusa, mulambo o mutubo kita sa atong pagpanarbaho o pagnegosyo online.
FAPSCO for me is a digital opportunity for me to develop and share my skills.
I joined FAPSCO as one of the founding members because I knew FAPSCO is going to be backed by other veteran online professionals and freelancers, thereby having an experienced, solid, and passionate founding members that we have today.
I joined FAPSCO because the vision of the co-op aligns with my personal vision to provide much-needed support to online professionals nationwide.
I joined FAPSCO because the people that I've met have the same values, mission, and vision as mine, and that is to provide assistance, free training, and coaching to those who want to jumpstart their career as a freelancer.
I joined the FAPSCO community because it promotes collaboration instead of competition.
I joined FAPSCO because this is a group with a helping hand.
I wanted to be part of an organization that would be a pioneer group of individuals who will be working to promote online freelance.
It's a great privilege to be part of the first national-based cooperative for online professionals. With a pool of seasoned freelancers, business owners, digital jobs, PH trainers, and trainees in our community, I got to connect with them and grow my network.
So joining an organization like FAPSCO helps me develop leadership and digital skills within an environment of my peers.
My FAPSCO family is a community that helps you nurture your skills and help you gain the knowledge and the skills that you need.
One of the reasons why I joined FAPSCO, it is important for us to have a network of people that could help us in terms of just simple advice.
So the reason why I joined FAPSCO is because it was founded by people who I trusted, people who were already established in the industry, and they thought that it was such a great opportunity to be able to work with them.
I joined FAPSCO because it's the first national-based cooperative for online-based professionals.
So I joined FAPSCO because I love the values, its mission and vision to help more Filipinos.
Why I joined FAPSCO? It is all because the values, the mission of FAPSCO really aligned to my values also.
I joined the Filipino Online Professionals Cooperative because I wanted our individual reputations to have a collective reputation for excellence.
Well, the reason why I joined FAPSCO is to have a community where I can grow as an online professional.
The reason why I joined FAPSCO is to give back to the community and be able to help each other.
I joined FAPSCO because I want to share my skills and my talent with all online professionals.
The reason why I joined FAPSCO is that I don't want to miss the opportunity to join the first cooperative that is created specifically for online freelancers.
I joined FAPSCO because I can see that it will help me improve and develop my skills and my personality.
I joined FAPSCO because I am very inspired with their achievements and advocacy in promoting and helping Filipino freelancers.
Being a member of FAPSCO
surely brings a lot of wonderful memories on how I started out with my career.
I joined FOPSCO because I want to be a part of this online professional community where I can gain more knowledge, skills, and support from the group.
I joined FOPSCO because harmonious FOPSCO family relationship and understanding between business associates that bring me a peace of mind.
Why choose FOPSCO? They offer opportunities and trainings for freelancers.
First national-based cooperative for online professionals, which is FOPSCO, a community of expert freelancers in the Philippines, which gave me the opportunity to further hone my skills in social media.
I joined FOPSCO because I believe in the mission, vision, goals, and objectives of the organization to further enhance and develop the industry of online professions and virtual work in the Philippines.
I joined FOPSCO because I saw the potential growth is not just reaching one's goals and being successful, but there is camaraderie.
So I'm here with FOPSCO, and it is my way of paying it forward to the guidance that I also received when I was a startup.
Joining FOPSCO, I finally found my home, a family, a community of like-minded individuals who share the same passion, vision, and pains.
I joined FOPSCO because I want to empower my fellow freelancers to be the best that they can be.
Hello, good evening, and that's a big yes, and we really are growing together, getting bigger and getting better. Diba, Miss Avic?
Yes, hello. It's a big yes. Pasensya na, medyo unstable. Aking connectivity. Napuputol, actually talagang nawawala. Bablock yung aking screen. Napaka-interesting pa naman actually ng topic natin tonight.
Yes. And yun nga, bago ko makalimutan yung spiel ko, Miss Avic, hello world, hello Pilipinas, Luzon, Visayas, at Mindanao. Na-miss ko yung sabihin, Miss Avic. And welcome to another episode sa ating FOPSCO Academy. And for tonight, we have a very, very interesting topic. And I'm sure a lot of you, if not most of you, will be, mahuhook dito. Okay? So, hello, Miss Avic?
Ako nga, andito na, I'm back. Sabi ko na ako to ako yung napuputol.
Yes, and Miss Avic, this training pala for the information of everybody is for our FOPSCO members, DICT graduates, lalo-lalo na sa Digital Jobs PH na training, and aspiring online freelancers who want to develop, upskill, and explore more about the online freelancing industry. Would you like to continue, Miss Avic?
Yon. Medyo unstable ako. Celeste. Okay. Naririnig niyo pa ba?
Naririnig ka pa namin, Miss Avic.
Napaka-interesting pa naman ang topic natin tonight, di ba? Nakakainis, hindi naman nakikisama tong aking internet. Ano ba yan?
And talaga, Miss Avic, for yung topic natin for tonight is hindi man, it's actually parang hindi siya leveling up yung mga expectations natin, especially if we're going to handle projects with clients, particularly mga foreign clients natin, or even yung local natin dito sa Pinas who has, who have parang pang big time na talaga na mga ng mga businesses, in which as an online freelancer, yung target talaga natin is to land premium clients, diba, Miss Avic?
Yes, I'm back.
Yes. Okay, So without further ado, Miss Avic, wag na nating patagalin yung audience natin kasi this is something to look forward to. Okay. So let me introduce to you our guest for tonight. Yung guest natin is actually an OBM. So hindi pa nakakaalam ko ng OBM, it stands for Online Business Manager / Project Manager and Creative Marketing Strategist, Systems and Launch Expert for 6 to 7 figure coaches and entrepreneurs. She is a proud Christ follower, also a happily married woman, and have 3 beautiful children. And pasok ito, Miss Avic, ito yung greatest achievement niya, yung family niya. She was actually an OFW band vocalist for almost a decade before jumping into operations management for 5 years, then crossing to digital marketing. Parang naiintriga ako nito.
Yes.
From entertainment to digital marketing. What happened? Okay, so aside from being an OBM or yung online business manager, with currently, take note, Miss Avic, and ladies and gents, mga tips natin yan. Yung guest natin has not 1, not 2, but 3 premium clients. Hindi. She has 8 premium clients to date. And she has also experienced being a funnel builder, operations manager, licensed senior financial consultant, and project manager to local celebrities and musicians. She has also developed systems in transitioning brick and mortar businesses to optimize digital businesses. And she grew company market and sales by, take note, hindi 1% o tsaka 0.05% per annual increase, kundi 15% increase in sales in a year. My gosh, anong sekreto niya, Miss Avic? Na-intriga ako. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome yung guest natin for tonight is si Miss Maria Luisa Ice Hilario. Hello, Miss Ice. Good evening.
Hi, everybody. Magandang gabi. Magandang gabi. Grabe. Malakasan yung accent pala dito. So, I love it. Charot. So, I would like to, of course, thank Fapsco. So, parang, tawag dito. So, super enjoy ko yung, I know a lot of, some people sa Fapsco. So, thank you so much for inviting me. And today, alam ko, naintindihan ko, so this is a freelancing community, pero we have to treat our freelancing journey as a business. Okay? Kasi the main reason why you actually resign from that corporate job is because aside from the time freedom, this is something that you have to really consider as a business. So, as a business, paano mo siya isustain? So, you have to make sure that sustainable yung freelancing career para wala kang regrets na kung binitawan mo yung corporate job mo or something like that. So, thank you so much. You're actually very kind. You're too kind for the intro. But I would like to, of course, say na today, syempre, magkakaroon ng info overload kapag itatakal ko lahat. But I want to make sure na yung checklist, kapag, lalo na, di ba, magkakaroon kayo ng year-end planning or planning for 2023, what are the things that you have to consider for your business? Or if you're going to support a business, ano yung mga elements na pwede nyo isuggest kay client para magmukha kayo, ay, ang talino. Charot. Kumbaga parang ano yung mga dapat nyong isuggest kay client na dapat isama in consideration para to make sure that you actually have like 7-figure business.
Wow. Diba? Hindi lang 6 figures ang usapan dito, guys. Kaya exciting na to. Teka muna, Miss Ice, medyo nagmamadali ka. Wait lang, kamustahan muna tayo.
Ayun.
Na-excite kami, Miss Ice, dyan sa ipipresent ko tonight actually. Pero bago yan, syempre, kamusta muna, Miss Ice? Kamusta ka naman?
Okay, kamusta ba ako? Charot. Okay.
Pinanother
Dito,
How
kapag,
am I?
kapag medyo hinihingal ako, actually, this is going to be the first time I think that I'm going to
Mhm.
announce it. Kahit sa page ko, hindi, or sa profile ko, I have never announced it. So, pag hinihingal ako or something, it's because I just found out I am
Excited.
pregnant.
Oh, oh my
Yes,
God,
ayan.
congratulations.
Thank you so
Congratulations,
much. So,
diba?
I'm actually going to have my fourth baby. So, very, very important to sa akin kasi, tawag dito, pag cesarean kasi hindi pwede na.
Mm-mm.
Daming
Yes.
baby. So, this is going to be the, kumbaga parang last. So,
Mm-mm.
what a, ano, diba, what a year ender. So, ayun, kamusta ba ako?
Oh.
Kamusta ba ako? Ayun, hinihinga.
Humabol pa, di ba? Si baby number 4. Okay, Ice, Miss Ice, saan ba ang location mo? Bago tayo mag-umpisa sa iyong presentation. Saan ba ang location ni Miss Ice ngayon?
Okay, I'm currently in Central Luzon. So, sa mga taga Bulacan dyan, shout out.
Shout out sa mga taga Bulacan. By the way, Miss Ice, ako ay nasa Bacoor, Cavite at si Miss Celeste ay nasa
sa beautiful island of Cagayan de Oro City, Mindanao.
Oh,
di ba?
Nice.
Sa mga Facebook Live viewers natin dyan, di ba? Paki-comment naman dyan sa ating comment section. Type nyo naman kung nasa lang location nyo para malaman namin kung nasan kayo ngayon. Di ba? Habang nanonood sa amin dito sa Popsco Academy. Okay, napakasarap ng kwentuhan natin. Umpisa pa lang. Diba? What more? Kung didiretso na tayo sa presentation ni Miss Ice. Ready na ba si Miss Ice? Miss Celeste?
Oh, before anything else, may ano tayo dito, may nanunood. Miss Ice, sending their congratulations to you, si Jared Sanchez, Sharivet Lay, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Michelle May Martin, si Kim Raygon o Raygon, okay? Si Wilfredo Rubio Quibral, from CSJDM Bulacan daw siya. Oh! Si Michelle May Martin from Gentry, okay? And from Santa Maria, Bulacan. Hello daw, Miss Ice and Miss Avic. And they are so excited to learn more from you. And Miss Avic, Miss Ice, nanonood din sa atin si Professor Ron. Okay?
Hi,
Hello po. Si Miss Ice, we can't wait for you to share with us the secrets of those clients of yours. How do we achieve or yung target na sinet natin? Miss Ice, the floor is yours.
Okay, so I'm gonna share. Hopefully, walang kahit na anong aberya because, we can only do so much with the internet provider na meron tayo.
Yes.
So, I hope you can see my screen. So, ayan.
Yes.
Okay. So, I want to make sure that very clear yung expectation. These are actually checklists na kailangan nyo i-consider. So, and this is a perspective of an OBM because I have been supporting 6, 7, 8-figure businesses. So, just to be able to also make sure that parang kaano ba ako, pakipakinig ba ako? So, I was able to have, like, say, for example, the likes of Susie Carter, Marvin Mitchell, and we have guests. So, I have been able to be in the room with high-level thinkers such as Grant Cardone, we have Magic Johnson, we have invited guests as big as Shaquille O'Neal. So, there are a lot of people that I have worked with. On the local scene naman, I have worked with 7-figure clients. So, turning them from 300,000 a month to 1.2, 1.5 million in a span of 3 months. So, paano yun? Grabe, 3 months, no? So, kailangan may assets din yung client and everything. Pero, those are the portfolio that I have. So, bakit ko nagawa yung checklist na to? It's because napansin ko na ito yung mga kino-consider nila. Lalo na dun sa mga 7-figure. So ito, since this is a freelancing group, maybe this is something for your business or this is something for your clients na pwede nyong sabihin sa kanila, suggestions, and at the same time, how do you position yourself as somebody who's giving value to the team or to the business. Yes. So hopefully makatulong sa inyo to. And again, if medyo hinihingal ako or something, it's because ayun, dalawa kami dito na parang,
May blessing na dala si Miss Ice ngayon.
okay, so if you're actually seeing my screen, then I'm going to try to make you understand first. So there's money everywhere, okay? So one thing na laging sinasabi ng client ko is that, if they say that they don't have money, huwag mong paniwalaan yun. Money is everywhere. People are going to shell out money if they think that what you're selling them is valuable to them. Okay, that's one thing that you have to consider. So if you're creating a business, one thing that you have to really consider is that napaka-importante nung what is your offer. Okay, what is the result that you're going to bring in to your target audience? So yung nangyaring pandemic, everything, I think it's a blessing for most entrepreneurs. It's because a lot of corporate jobs are going away. More people are actually leaning towards becoming an entrepreneur, right? So people would like to establish their own businesses. With that having said, there are a lot, as a freelancer, ang dami nating pwedeng maging clients, right? There's no way na magiging saturated ang market na to because a lot of people are now open to the idea of creating their own businesses, selling their own expertise, selling their own zone of genius. So with that standpoint, as a freelancer, don't be afraid to cross over. Why? Because again, sobrang dami ngayon ng kailangan ng help. Alright? Kailangan ng suporta. Just have to make sure that, again, kapag nandun ka na sa freelancing, you have to do everything you can to be able to help out the business. One thing that I really, really am proud of is yung intention. Ako kasi yung intention ko to really help out. If I'm the business owner, kawawa naman siya kung hindi natin siya matutulungan. So the intention, the heart to really help the business owner is one thing that you really have to put there. So, ayan. So, dapat, kailangan as a business, dapat maintindihan nung mismong CEO or the business owner that, hey, I have the turnkey system on everything na kailangan mo. Okay? So, kumbaga parang, dapat yun yung maipakita mo sa audience mo para they would actually really buy whatever you're offering them. So this 7-figure roadmap, ito yung pwedeng actually hindi naman more on checklist talaga to. So you can leverage this for your business kasi you really have to consider freelancing as your business. Kasi yung freelancing, hindi siya dapat na parang, okay, tawag dito, I just resign and then after nyan, bahala na ang buhay ko sa freelancing. Hindi dapat ganun. You really have to have a strategy so that sustainable yung iyong freelancing career. Okay? So, dapat ganun. So, anyway, again, I would like to empathize that itong checklist na to may help you. Maybe you have your own strategy and everything. Pero so far, this has been what I have seen in most of my clients. Okay? So one of the things that you have to consider is you have to have a profitable finance or financial strategy. So una muna, isipin mo muna, okay, ito yung checklist. Kailangan, okay, solid yung strategy document, solid yung financial, ano ba yung resources na meron ako. And at the same time, ito yung mga tingin ko, you have to know, you have to consider to make the business thrive. Dapat yun yung laman ng plano mo. One is, you have to understand how much do you need to have financial order in terms of your family. Example, kumbaga parang how much do you need in order for you to provide for your family? Kasi yun yung pinaka-driving force kasi muna natin eh. Sometimes mawawalan ka ng peace kapag halimbawa sa mismong tawag dito, yung pinaka hindi mo nasusuportahan yung family. Kasi yun ang pinaka-goal ng lahat ng tao. So one of the things that you have to consider is what is your minimum livable amount? So ano ba yung kailangan ko to be able to cover my expenses, my bills, and yung pagkain and everything. So basic needs. Wala pa doon yung mga luxury, but to be able to make sure na you're at peace na, okay, I can provide for my family. How much is that minimum livable amount? So we need to say for example, that does 30,000 pesos cover yung bills mo, lalo na if you're a small family. Okay na ba siya? So i-consider mo muna yun doon sa plano so that non-negotiable siya. Okay? So that's one thing that you have to consider. Kasi I think most of the freelancers or business owners, ito yung magiging ano nila, parang kinakabahan sila kapag hindi nila alam kung magkano nga ba talaga yung minimum livable amount. Okay? So, every day, every month, every quarter, magkano dapat kitain ko to provide for my family. Kapag alam mo na yun, next would be, what is your annual target income? Okay? So, as a business owner, kasi yung business owner na client ko, talagang sabi niya, yung non-negotiable ko is magkano yung kailangan ko para yung family ko okay na. And then the next is, for the business, kailangan how much is my annual target income. So you have to understand, say for example, your annual target income would be 2.4 million. Okay, so say for example, that's your annual target income. Meaning to say, if you actually break it down into months, then how many clients or products do you need to sell or to have to be able to hit that monthly income? So one thing that they do is they do reverse engineering. So I say, for example, 2.4 million, that would actually mean that every month you have to hit around 200,000 pesos, correct? Okay, so yung 200,000 pesos na yun, how much or how may, say for example, your service is website design, website building, okay, as a freelancer. And ang service mo would be $1,500. Tama? Yun yung offer mo. Example lang. So meaning to say, how many websites do you need to actually create to be able to hit that monthly income? Correct? So far, medyo nakakaano ba kayo dyan, guys? Nakaka-follow kayo? Or does this make sense yung sinasabi ko?
Yes. Yes. Oo.
Okay. So yung...
Ano siya? Nagka-create tayo ng milestones.
Yes, ng milestones. So kasi kailangan mong maintindihan muna yung annual income mo, okay? Feasible ba yun? Kaya ba yun yung monthly income mo? So that, adjust mo yung annual income, right? Okay. Bakit? Kasi yung bandwidth ko pala, ang kaya ko lang gawin na website ay 3, di ba? So, kailangan maintindihan mo rin yung bandwidth mo. And feasible ba yun? So, kapag halimbawa, maintindihan mo yung equation na yan, then gagawa ka ng paraan to be able to hit the target income. May it be from your own efforts or probably you're going to need to outsource na. Tama? Okay. So, ayun, understanding mo yun. Okay, 200,000, whatever it takes, gusto ko 200,000. Paano? Ito lang yung bandwidth ko eh. So, it's either you're going to raise your rate, okay? Kumbaga, para increase your rate, or you're going to outsource somebody else to be able to still hit that figure. So far, you have to understand ano yung annual income and then break it down into months. If you have an understanding of your bandwidth, kung ilan lang kaya mong kuhanin ngayong buwan na to, kaya ko ba itong i-hit? Pag hindi, then you really have to, kumbaga parang, yun yung crossroads. Okay, kailangan ko ng taasan yung rate ko. Mahihit ko pa rin tong number na to because tataasan ko na yung rate ko. Now, here's the most of the people's problem in terms of charging higher rates. Okay? They do have a problem with that. Hindi naman ako, ano yung tawag dito, hindi pa ka-expert and all that. Yung psychological wallet na paulit-ulit natin narinig on some of the, tawag dito, some of the courses or probably webinars that you have attended to, don't take it lightly. Okay? Kasi what is your perceived value? Very, very important yun. Kasi, kumbaga parang inilalabas mo sa labas, sa audience mo na, okay, parang, ano lang to, hindi to premium. So, ibig sabihin, kung ganun ang pinapakita mo sa mga pages mo, sa profile mo and everything, na hindi ka premium, then, pag nag-price ka ng mataas, they will not definitely take you as somebody premium. Correct? So, if you want to increase your rates, then be very, very crucial in what are you projecting outside in terms of your visibility. Kasi your perceived value would definitely equate, di ba, to how much people think you're worth. Whether you like it or not, people actually, parang, hindi naman judge eh. Parang, of course, medyo tinitingnan nila kung magkano kaya ito. Okay, parang mahal to, something. Doon pa lang sa part na yon, medyo gandahan nyo na yung pag-optimize ng profile nyo, gandahan nyo na yung mga nilalabas nyo na content and everything, so that when you actually talk to a client, easier your conversion when you actually drop down or you drop kung magkano yung rate nyo. Kasi kung doon pa lang sa mga nilalabas nyo sa profile nyo and everything, parang ano lang, putyo-putyo lang, tapos ano pa rin, hindi kayo very conscious on what you're putting outside on your profile. Then, when you actually talk to, syempre magsustalk sila, magre-research din sila, di ba? So, kapag freelancer ka, make sure na kung ano yung nilalabas mo on your profile, make sure talaga na it would resonate dun sa gusto mong audience. Ang gusto mong audience, mga high ticket na. Di ba? Kasi gusto mong increase yung revenue mo eh. you really have to make sure na align kung ano yung mga ginagawa mo sa gusto mong i-project. If you want to project yourself as an authority on a certain market, then ayusin mo yung nilalabas mo. Huwag ka na mag-share ng mga TikTok na something na doon. Kasi syempre, hindi na yun makaka-perceive ng value sa'yo. Of course, from time to time, okay yun. Pero if you wanna be perceived as somebody na high level, ingatan mo din kung ano nilalabas mo sa profile mo. So, yan yun. Kung gusto mo na ibahin yung pang personal mo na life, I suggest do it, pero mahirap yun. Kumbaga, make sure mo na i-filter mo na lang yung nilalabas mo. So, those are the things that you really have to understand. Para, pag dumating ka sa part na, hindi kakayanin tong, target income ko na to, then it's high time that you consider positioning yourself as somebody na talagang premium. So far, am I making sense? Kaya kailangan mo lahat to aligned. So, meaning to say, as a business owner, ito yung nakikita ko sa nila. They really have to position themselves sa branding, sa kanilang mga nilalabas na content. Kaya, nakikita natin na this 7-figure businesses, 8-figure businesses are really very crucial in what they're putting out there. So, when their audience actually see them, it's really something high level. Diba? Kaya pag nag-price sila ng kanilang mga services or offer, it's a no-brainer already kasi they actually see it right away. Okay, hindi to basta-basta lang. Okay? And honestly, ito sasabihin ko sa inyo, don't take yourself as somebody cheap. Okay? Say it with me. I am not cheap. Can you actually type it down on the comment section? I am not cheap. Yan. Okay? I am worthy. I am definitely worth it. And I'm worthy of premium payment. Okay? Yan. Type niyan kasi yung manifestation at saka yung mga parang claiming, malaking factor yun. Una sa lahat, if you don't see yourself as somebody premium, somebody worth it na babayaran ng malaki, then you will never be perceived as somebody na ganun. Okay? Kailangan nyo talaga own it. Kung kailangan mo talaga na kausapin ang sarili mo, you have to do that. Bakit? Kasi lalabas dun yung confidence, and then that confidence would actually bring in a lot of ideas, a lot of skills na meron ka pala na hindi mo alam na meron ka. So, walang work around sa mindset, everybody. Walang work around it. Honestly, non-negotiable yung mindset. The only way that you could actually provide value or premium services if yung mindset mo is on the right place. Okay? So, alam ko narinig nyo na ilang beses na, pero please, utang na loob. Fix your mindset. Kasi there's nothing who's going to see you as valuable more than anybody, kundi sarili mo. Okay? It reflects the way you work. It reflects. Same thing. Lahat ng mga CEO na yan, baka sa tingin mo, tawag dito, sobrang gagaling nila, lakas nila sa... They don't see themselves as cheap. Okay? Bakit? Their time is expensive. Tama? So, kahit kayo as a freelancer, make sure na naintindihan nyo your time is expensive. Bakit? Kasi, kumbaga nako-compromise yung time nyo with your family, dapat nakikipaglaro ka sa anak mo, dapat may time ka sa asawa mo, may bebe time kayo, di ba? Pero, ginagamit mo siya for client. So, meaning to say na, that time, you have to really understand na sobrang importante nun, and I'm actually giving it to you. That's the reason why, kapag ang mga, iba na yung pricing nila, pag may one-on-one. Napapansin nyo? Iba na yung pricing nila pag may one-on-one, may iba na yung pricing nila pag may VIP day. That's because their time is expensive. So same thing with us. As a freelancer, tumawid ka from seeing yourself as cheap, seeing yourself as or underselling your expertise, into seeing yourself as somebody worth it of premium rate. Okay? That's one thing. The next would be, isipin mo muna dun sa plano, so going back, no? For a profitable financial strategy, dapat isang pang element na kasali doon would be, what is your highest producing income activity? Dapat alam mo kung nasan ka doon, na ikaw lang yung makakagawa. Okay? So that you can actually focus the marketing plan on it. So you can definitely get the people to see you, okay? And come to you. Kasi kung halimbawa, example, okay, ang non-negotiable, kumbaga highest income activity na nagagawa ko is coaching. Example lang, okay? Business ba yan or something? Kasi CEOs, they tend to wear too many hats. Sila na yung nag-close ang client, sila pa yung gagawa ng content, sila pa yung gagawa ng sila pa client success manager, sila project manager, sila pa yung, di ba, ang dami. Pero on that area, ano muna yung highest income producing activity that only you can do? Kunin mo yun. And then, focus your marketing plan on it so you can actually get the people to see you. Okay? That's what you call traffic. So, ano yung entry point yung traffic? So, saan mo din i-redirect yung traffic? So, that's where the advertising, FB ads, social media come in play, yung mga SEO. Okay? Kasi, again, kahit na anong galing mo, kapag yung strategy mo walang kasama na yung tamang marketing, then, kahit na sobrang husay pa ng workflow process mo, pero if they don't know you, and if they don't see you, baliwala yun. Okay? So, marketing is very important on 7-figure businesses. Saan nakafocus yung marketing efforts nila? So, something that you have to consider on a profitable financial strategy. Again, these are just checklists na hindi non-negotiable na kailangan meron ka. So, some people are caught up with the process, okay? Versus the results that you're selling. As a 7-figure business owner, or ikaw mismo as your own business, your freelancing business, okay? Example to, you don't sell that you are a psychiatrist. Di ba? Hindi mo yun binibenta. Ang binibenta mo is that you're going to give them a strong mental health and well-being. You understand yung difference nun? Yung result, yung kailangan mong ibenta. Okay? So, the strategy that you're creating, dapat siya, kumbaga parang ang laking bagay ng marketing. Kasi yun yung magbibigay ng traffic sa'yo and then eventually convert. Okay? So, dapat dun pa lang sa mismong parang strategy, dapat maintindihan na, okay, kapag halimbawa, dapat maintindihan na paano ko ba i-sell yung service ko? Yung result, dapat ka nakafocus, hindi doon sa offer, sa process. Kasi, nobody wants to buy another freaking program or nobody wants to understand kung ano yung process mo. Actually, they just want to understand how are you going to the result na, okay, if you're going to buy this, I'm going to teach you how to have a $500 million revenue. Okay, yun yung result eh. So, binibenta yung result. Hindi yung, kumbaga parang, this is another program that will help. No. Kumbaga parang, wala silang pakialam dun. Ang pakialam nila is that, ano yung result na makukuha ka out of this. So, kahit mag-invest ako ng $25,000 on that program, when the result would actually promise me that I'm going to get $500,000 dun sa program, then it's a no-brainer. Tama ba? So, ganun din sa freelancing. So, kailangan isipin nyo din, paano yung magiging financial, how does that would make sense to your clients? Na, okay, pag nag-invest yung kliyente ko ng 1,500 sa website, ano yung results na makuha? So, you have to sell the results that you're giving to clients para maging no-brainer siya to invest on your skills, to invest on your business, to invest on your products. So, you have to understand na yun yung mga key components. So, there's actually a hard way and there's an easy way of doing that. So, ulitin ko lang yung kaninang sinabi ko, no? Para mas maintindihan nyo rin talaga na yun yung parang pinaka dapat component kapag halimbawa niya. Di ba, kunwari, ang gusto mo is kumita. Kunwari, ang annual target mo is $500,000 o $500,000. Example lang, di ba? O, para medyo big time. $500,000. Di ba? So, pero 10 clients lang yung kaya mong i-take. Kunwari, ito sinasabi ko to, kunwari may sinusuportahan kayo na coach or business owner. Ang target income niya is $500,000, pero ang kaya niyo lang talagang servicean ay 10 clients. So, meaning to say that the 10 clients should be able to pay your client or yung sinusupport nyo $50,000, $50,000 to be able to hit that $500,000 na target ni client mo. So, dapat yun, klarong-klaro yun sa strategy nyo. Para at least malaman din ng client nyo na, tawag dito, okay. So, tapos, magkakaroon na lang ng reverse engineer in terms of, so, ito yung kailangan ko na i-price. Ano yung dapat ko na mga i-consider para worth it na $50,000 yung babayaran niya dun sa program. So, ano yung mga dapat elements? Sometimes kasi, kumbaga parang tinitingnan kasi, pero promise, on 7-figure, 8-figure, hindi mo nila agad-agad tinitingnan yung process. Guys, ang kailangan nila is ma-hit yung income goal nila. Hindi, promise, ito yung na-realize ko sa high-level businesses, hindi nila tinitingnan. Kailangan muna is, ito yung kailangan kong ma-hit. Meron akong kilala na I actually sit down. I'm very blessed to be in the room with high-level people. So, madalas ang inaano nila is, I need to have $100 million million business or else I'm not gonna do business with you. So, wala siyang pakialam kung paano mo gagawin yun. It's that how are you going to make it happen for me? Nasa ganun sila na level ng usapan. So, ayun, tawag dito. Kaya sinasabi ko sa inyo na sometimes you just have to focus on how much you want to earn and then work your way how to get or deliver. Paano ko masusolidify yung maja-justify yung 50 grand or yung tawag dito, yung hinihingi kong rate kay client. Tsaka mo na lang isipin. May ganun silang thinking sa tawag dito sa businesses. So yeah. Hopefully medyo tawag dito kasi ayun nga, hinihingal ako and at the same time kwentuhan lang to. Hindi ko naman yung checklist intindihin nyo na lang. So, lead gen system for qualified leads ang naman ang susunod. Your time is very important. So, dapat i-consider mo yung mga overhead na kailangan mong bayaran. Ano ba yung mga kailangan mong bayaran, di ba? So, dapat yung makukuha mong leads, qualified na. Kasi huwag ka na mag-aksaya ng oras. Yun yung importante sa mga 7 to 8 figure business. Qualified leads. Okay? Sayang ang pera nila sa lead gen process kung hindi naman qualified yung mga nakukuha. So, yan yung mga checklist. So, pag halimbawa gumawa kayo ng strategy plan, ano yung mga standards, ano yung mga prerequisite to be considered as a qualified lead? So, yan yung mga tinitingnan nila. So, ikaw din, as a freelancer, dapat isipin mo, ano ba yung mga dapat kong i-consider sa target audience ko para naman, hindi sayang yung ko. Kasi may bandwidth ka ba para mag-discovery call ng 10 or 20 in a day? Wala kang bandwidth na ganun, di ba? So, dapat isipin mo na agad, ano yung qualified leads para sa akin. Para pag kinausap ko, kaya nitong i-afford yung services ko or kailangan nila ako. Kasi kahit anong gawin mo kapag halimbawa hindi qualified or hindi nangangailangan ng website designer, kahit magaling ka pa, hindi siya kukuha. So definitely don't waste your time on getting leads na hindi mo naman kailangan. And at the same time, the more qualified the lead, the higher the conversion rate. Mas madali na sa'yo i-close yung deal. Okay? So there is a relationship with qualified leads in your conversion rate. Wag niyong anihin yun. So, saan nagpupunta yung mga target audience nyo? Saan yung may mga kailangan ng services nyo? Malamang, nandun yung mga qualified leads. So, as a freelancer and as a business owner, nasaan yung qualified leads nyo? So that you can actually have a very efficient lead generation system. So, ayun. So, that's one thing na kino-consider ng mga 7 to 8 figure coaches. Kasi pagka okay yung lead generation system, then tuloy-tuloy yung traffic, tuloy-tuloy yung sustainable yung business. So, hindi nyo pwedeng lampasan yung lead gen, qualified leads. So, another thing would be, ito yung napansin ko ginagawa ng mga 7 to 8 figure businesses, different streams of income. Kumbaga parang there should be a lot of paths of revenue all directed towards you. Ito, bibigyan ko kayo ng example. Of course, example lang to. Naggawa lang talaga ako ng checklist para magkaroon kayo ng idea on okay, sa isang business, kailangan maintindihan ng business owner na how do I expand my business wide or horizontal or vertical. So, kung gusto niyang mag-upsell sa isang tao lang, kumbaga, say for example, ang offer niya ay, tawag dito, kunwari ako, OBM lang yung offer ko. Pero it's just a foot at the door. Kasi pagka nagkatapos kong mag-audit, kailangan pala niya ng CRM, Systems and Automation. So, kung sa nangyayari sa akin, pagkatapos kong ma-audit, may iba ba siya pa siyang kailangan. So, nakakapag-upsell ako sa kanyang services. Okay? So, that's how you grow your business. Kaya mo mag-upsell sa isang tao or sa isang market, kaya mo magkuha ng multiple clients. So, how do you expand your business? So, same thing with 7 to 8 figure business. Meron silang plano kung paano sila magkakaroon ng multiple stream of income from one client or from multiple client. So, magbibigay ako example. Example is for coaches. So, gagawa sila ng book. That alone is a passive income. One stream na agad yun right away. And then, out of the book, gagawa sila ng segmentation of different programs, which is another source of income. And then, after the program, there's going to be upsell on one-on-one. And then, diba? Another source of income. And then, yung income na nakukuha nila from this business, coaching business, they actually reallocate that into another business which is dapat passive income na hindi masyado silang kailangan dun. Most of the 7 to 8 figure businesses owner, say for example, sa real estate, lalagay nila sa real estate, stocks, cryptocurrency trading, or they would actually fund a startup company investment. So what am I trying to say? Sa 7 to 8 figure business, yun talaga yung trend na nakikita ko. A lot of paths. Sobrang multiple streams of income coming from one of their businesses. How do they make a workflow or a process? Tapos, i-connect nila yun to be able to sustain an ecosystem of multiple businesses. Sorry talaga, guys. So far, mag-ano lang ako, check muna ako sa mga tao. So far, may natututunan ba kayo? Gusto niyo ba sinasabi ko dito? So far, okay ba sa inyo?
Yes.
Check muna tayo kung okay pa sa inyo. Okay pa kayo dyan?
Miss Ice, as in, well substantiated yung mga na-share mo sa amin. Actually, aware na tayo sa mga ganun, di ba, Miss Ice, Miss Ave? But how are we going to parang realize it? Yun yung malaking question. Yung sinabi mo, Miss Ice, how are you going to leverage yung pag-optimize ng profile mo for you to be able to land premium clients? How are you going to increase your rates, 'di ba? Kasi yun yung kalimitan, yung mga challenge, yung mga struggles ng mga online freelancer. Kalimitan kasi kahit may experience, expert na sila sa kanilang niche, pero yung tanong palagi, magkano ba yung isi-set kong rate, 'di ba? Isang eye-opener yung sinabi mo, Miss Ice, na talaga, it's how you present yourself to your prospects. Malaking bagay yun. Diba, Miss Ice? Miss Avik? And talaga, these are the practices not only na kailangan natin as online freelancers na makuha. These are also the practices done by the clients of Miss Ice. Yung mga 7, 6, 7, 8 figures na mga clients. So, mindsetting lang talaga.
Oo, tawag dito, kung halimbawa going back to how you price yourself, yun nga, sometimes kasi baka nahihirapan kayo to price yourself, ayun na nga, magbase kayo sa annual target income na gusto niyo. Kasi di ba, ang dami ng mga tao na lagi, tawag dito, gusto ko na 6 figure, Pero, pag titignan naman nila how much they price their services, hindi mo naman marireach yun. Yes. So, kaya binigyan ko kayo ng parang shortcut na, so, gusto mo ng target income, 6 figure. So, paano mo siya i-reverse engineer? Paano mo siya i-break down to be able to hit that? So, baka ang problema is how you price yourself. So, another na naman i-consider is, ang taas naman ito, paano ko ito ma-achieve? So, kaya very important na mag-start ka na i-optimize talaga yung profile mo. You really have to start na to consider yourself as somebody worth it na bayaran ng ganong. Okay, ng ganon. So, that's one thing. Kaya, akala may mga business owner parang nagsispend lang sila kumbaga akala nyo nagsispend lang sila ng sayang yung pera nila sa branding, sayang yung pera. No. Sa content creators, no. They really have to position themselves as somebody talaga na dapat bayaran. So, pag ita-translate mo yun to your freelancing career, okay, dapat talaga na naiintindihan mo talaga na siya, kumbaga parang ano yung tawag dito na, okay, so yung sarili ko, hindi ko pwedeng iharap yung pagmumukha ko na ganito lang. Tapos gusto kong mag-charge ng mataas. So, something to consider. Baguhin nyo na yung mga nandun sa talagang tanggalin nyo na talaga dyan, kumbaga parang i-unfollow nyo muna yung mga hindi makakatulong sa pag-level up nyo. Okay? Namang i-unfollow.
Nababawasan kasi ang confidence minsan.
So, tsaka at the same time, di ba, pag halimbawa, di ba, ano yung mga pinanonood mo, ano yung mga, who you actually, what you're reading, what everything that you're, it really, speaks volume of who you want to be, who you want to become. So, kung gusto mo mag-level up, then, sama ka talaga. Kumbaga parang ito yung lagi sinasabi ng mga high-level thinker. Be in a room with people smarter than you. Okay? Hindi pwede ikaw yung pinaka doon. So, you really have to change the way you think. And at the same time, kumbaga parang if you're going to be the smartest in the room, wala ka na ibang tututunan dun sa mga kasama mo. But if you're going to be somebody na talagang listening lang tapos high level yung mga kausap mo, you're actually really going to learn a lot. So, be able to change your environment, your ecosystem so that you can, definitely go to the direction na gusto mong puntahan. So, going back, so, I mean, I'm really happy kung medyo may napupulot kayo dito. So, dito? So, number 3 is that different streams of income generation. So, ang dami talagang makukuha dito sa, na revenue, kumbaga parang, ito talaga yung mabilis na way para makuha nila yung 7-figure, guys. Paano nila i-leverage yung one revenue generating business na yun? And then, kumbaga parang, expanding, growing it. Sometimes pareho horizontal tsaka vertical. So, expanding. So, sa freelancing career nyo or sa sinusuportahan yung business, isipin nyo kung paano sila mag-expand so that they're actually definitely gonna hit that 7 to 8 figure income. So, yan yung lagi ko napapansin. And then, you also have to consider kapag ikaw business mo, you have to have a strong sales system. Okay? So, kumbaga parang non-negotiable kasi yung traffic, okay, pupunta sa'yo, pero how do you sell? Okay? So, dapat, yes, conversion. So, dapat dun sa 7 to 8 figure, meron talaga silang sales team. Iba yung marketing team kasi madalas ang nangyayari, aminin nyo yan, para sa mga freelancer, ikaw na nag-drive ng traffic. Tapos i-consider nila na ikaw pa magko-close ng sale, ikaw pa diba? Sa mga social media marketer dyan, diba? Ina-expect nila na kayo pang mag-convert niyan or something, kumbaga. So, wag niyong gawin sa sarili niyan. For 7 to 8 figure businesses, they do have a strong sales team. Kasi the traffic is nothing. Kahit papuntahin namin as a marketer, myself, kahit papuntahin ko pa yung sobrang daming traffic, kapag yung sales team hindi magaling, then walang mangyayari. So, these are the things na kino-consider ng isang business owner. After having a strong marketing strategy, the sales team that they have positioned has to make sure that mataas yung conversion rate, and after nun is yung fulfillment, di ba? So, paano yung fulfillment, which is the customer journey. Kailangan talaga na mabigyan nyo sila ng maayos na customer journey para yung retention mataas din, which is again, yun yung gusto mo i-consider dahil gusto mo siyang i-maintain na sa client, yung lifetime value niya mataas, di ba? So, meaning to say, kapag nag-upsell ka pa ng isa pang service, no-brainer para sa kanya yun kasi ang ganda nung ang saya sa service niyo, di ba? So, yun yung dapat nyo i-consider. So, eto magbigay lang ako ng very, example na, sa mga ginagamit na, kasi pag mga high, ito yung napansin ko sa high-level company, gumagamit sila ng volunteers, iba pa yung paid. Okay? They're paying for highly intellectual people to handle yung kanilang mga tawag dito, operations, lahat yan mga gumagamit sila dyan. Pero they're also leveraging volunteerism. Yan yung napansin ko sa kumbaga parang because people wanna be around you. Yung zone of genius nyo. I don't know if, kumbaga parang, ito yung ginagamit talaga nila na, ito yung napansin ko, gumagamit sila ng volunteers because people want to be around you, so they just want to say na, okay, who's gonna be able to help us to grow the community? And then people are going to be their admins, people are going to help them with sharing and everything, di ba? Kasi, so naiintindihan niyo yung high-level thinking?
I agree. Yes,
high-level thinking ng mga 7 to 8 figure, leverage nila yun. Bakit? Because they're not gonna pay for their services, pero they're actually going to be their flag bearer to be able to market and, to move forward yung expansion ng business because of their volunteer efforts. So, yan yung mga napansin ko sa 7 to 8 figure. Talagang malakasan sila dyan. And honestly, gusto ng mga volunteers yung why? Because they wanna be around people like the 7 to 8 figure. They wanna be around their zone of genius. Okay? So, yan yung nile-leverage nila. So, if you're on that level na, nandiyan na kayo sa taas na yan, they do have interns, they do have volunteers, iba pa yung mga paid nila. Yung paid nila talagang nasa ano na yun, kumbaga expert na yun. And ayun, medyo very ano lang tayo, kumbaga parang parang definitely ano tayo, kumbaga nasa we are blessed na lang na okay, ganito pala yun. Kasi nung dati, 'di ba, kapag freelancer ka sa umpisa, ang tingin mo lang is yung sa ano lang, sarili mo lang business, pero dun, if you're down with them, they're really actually thinking how to leverage volunteers and free services. Because in exchange, those people who are doing that are really happy doing that. Okay? Because they want to be a part of your vision. They want to be a part of what you're doing.
Yes.
And then in exchange, they're learning so much from you. So win-win yun. Okay? Hindi yun tinitingnan as somebody na as something na parang tawag dito, something na parang inaabuso mo. No, actually more on again, expensive yung time ng mga high-level thinkers. So, if you're going to do a free service for them, okay, they're also going to give their time to you to be able to teach you a lot of the things that they know. So, yun yung win-win situation para dun sa ano. So, these are the things na kumbaga parang nakita ko. So, na ginagamit nilang leverage on 7 to 8 figure. Merong, so kapag halimbawa, if you're listening to me and if you do have or you're supporting 7 to 8 figure business, that's one thing you have to look into para talagang ma-achieve mo yung the fastest way. Leverage nyo both paid and volunteer sa community na sinusupport or business na sinusuportan nyo. The next would be the press strategy. So, say for example, syempre kapag 7 to 8 figure, makikita nyo na they're featured on Forbes magazine. They're actually collaborating with high influencers. That's the reason why we were able to have Grant Cardone, Magic Johnson on this because they want to be associated with these people, right? So, kapag 7 to 8 figure na yung client na hinahawakan or your business, then you definitely have to understand where do you want to be featured? Where do you want to be guests? So, yun yung tinitingnan nila. So, your PR team, your PR people, your PR strategy has to be strong also if you want to get there to that level. So, here in this area, network would really play a big part. Networking, so, kaya yung mga 7 to 8 figure, why are they attending high-level masterminds and everything? Because they want to be around people that they can do network as well. So, PR strategy. So, if you're on that level na, PR strategy, kailangan nyo i-consider as well. So, yun. Pwede kayong tumingin nga pala sa mga website ng Forbes, kumbaga parang, meron silang ganun how to be featured on Forbes and everything. So, kapag nandun na kayo, in the Philippines, you can also do that. Okay? How can I be featured on your magazine? How can I be featured on your katulad dito, Fabsco, di ba? How do I be featured with Fabsco? Ganun. Or something. So, be able to leverage yung network na meron kayo. So, that's the reason why yung mga 7 to 8 figure, they're trying to work their way on how to make sure na, yun nga. How can I leverage my network? So, and then, same thing with affiliate partners. So, as a 7 to 8 figure business, ito yung nile-leverage nila. Kumbaga, what can I get from you that you could also benefit from me? Ganyan ang affiliate system. So, it's more of your collaboration over competition. Yeah. Yes. And you have to find people that complements you, not competing you. So, meaning to say, for example, you have to find people na you're actually having the same market, pero magkaiba kayo ng offer. So, say for example, ano siya, tawag dito, diba? Nasa industry siya ng, say for example, wedding planning. So, makikipag-collaborate or affiliate siya sa isang wedding photographer. You have the same audience, pero, kumbaga parang ang eventually is, kailangan nyo is, ayun nga, lumawak lang yung network nyo. So, ganun ang gagawin ng mga 7 to 8 figure. They're going to try to find people who's going to be affiliated. Kumbaga parang helping them in terms of getting the ball rolling on how to expand their business. So when you find these people, you also have to make sure that these affiliates, they have to value your time as much as you value theirs. Kasi pag hindi nila nakita yung value sa gagawin nila, they're not going to actually market you. Diba? So sometimes it's going to be X deal, sometimes it's going to be money. Kapag pagka nilagay kita sa ano ko, babayaran mo ko for, diba? For being an affiliate partner. So what is going to be the catch? So you have to understand paano nyo gagawin yung affiliate strategy. So yan yung ginagamit sa 7 to 8 figure. Another is advertising. So basically, dito papasok yung pricing, dito papasok yung mga best team, best services. Pero dito sa advertising, ulitin ko lang, sell the results. Do not sell your service. Okay? So, definitely, kumbaga parang, sino dito yung lagi nag-hoard ng mga courses? Pero nandun lang sa computer. At a computer lang, diba?
Yes.
At a computer lang. Tapos, nasa ano lang.
Guilty as charged.
Hanggang doon
diba?
na lang.
Ako kasi marami akong ganun eh. May program ako pero sa umpisa lang, attend lang ako pero hindi ko rin naman talaga ma-leverage, diba? So, dun sa part na yun, kailangan talaga na maintindihan nyo na hindi nila yan tatapusin, hindi nila yung gugustuhin tapusin kapag hindi nila alam kung ano yung results na makukuha nila. And that result, they really need that result. So, kailangan, dapat maintindihan, babalikan ko yung sinabi mo, tuturuan kita para ma-build yung $250,000 business mo. Okay? So, kapag nag-invest ka sa akin ng 25,000, trabahuin mo because that would give you 250,000 worth of revenue business. So, tatapusin mo siya, diba? So, you have to really be strategic in terms of positioning your course, products, or something sa advertising para kumbaga parang makuha mo talaga yung attention nila na, okay, diba? So, kasi ganito yun. Sa example, sa coaching, kasi nasa coaching industry ako, no? You can either buy my course, my program, wherein I'm going to give you these results, or do it yourself within 5 to 10 years. Bet mo? Kumbaga, alamin mo yung process, and ikaw ang basta mag-discover 5, 10 years. Or shorten the process, I'm going to give you the blueprint, I'm going to give you the workflow. Ito na yung binibigay ko na sa'yo. And this is the results that you're gonna get. So, choose. Kumbaga, ano yung isipan mo? Do it yourself? Take time, 5 to 10 years?
Time is of essence, Miss Ice. Doon ako sa shortcut, di ba?
Diba? Kaya bibilin nila yung service mo. Kasi kung mag-aaral pa ako ng website design.
Yes.
Paano? Ito yun. So, kapag binenta mo yung website design or building mo, i-leverage mo kung bakit no-brainer siyang kunin. Ikaw na pala kaya mo lang pala galing mo pala ikaw na. Pero, pagka binenta mo siya as something na hindi mo to kasi kayang gawin, so sayang yung time, effort, at least I can do it for you, tapos ganun. So, yun, nakakapag-isip yung audience mo. So, that's something. So, we have to make, in advertising, this is just a simplest way that I can see. You have to make bold promise, okay? And then work backwards, reverse engineer. How do you get that result for them? Yun yung magiging component ng kumbaga program mo or ng business mo. What is that promise? What is the result that you're going to give them? And then work your way to plan. How do you deliver that? Okay. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yes. Like for example, let me clarify this muna, Miss Ice. Ito yung ibig mo sabihin. Ito yung client ko is nasa restaurant na business, na industry. Matumal yung benta. And then ako, isa akong social media manager. Ibibigay ko sa kanya yung result. Oo. So, pagagandahin ko yung branding mo. Parang, I'm going to help you build the authority sa ganitong industry. Yung question how, diba? Next yung how. Nakapag-present ka na ng result, then magka-question si client, how are you going to do that? eto yung mga services. Dito mo i-display yung services mo, di ba? Am I right?
Yes, oo. Kumbaga parang ang tinuturo ko dito is that how do you actually turn heads? Paano mo muna sila makukot yung attention nila? Again, results muna. Ano muna yung, you have to say what they want to hear and you have to show them what they want to see. Diba? Kumbaga parang, so anong gusto nilang marinig from you? Ito yung result. Anong gusto nilang makita from you? Ito yung branding mo. Ito, ganito kakaganda. So that, tapos paano natin makukuha yun? That's where your process comes into play. So yung proseso mo, that's your own. Yung freelancing workflows mo, yun na yun. Kumbaga parang kanya-kanya tayo. Kasi at the end of the day, it doesn't matter kung ano yung workflow mo. Ang gusto lang ni client is yung results na kaya mong ibigay. Tama? So kung ikaw freelancer ka tapos ang gusto SEO ka, tapos iba yung technique mo, iba yung hack mo na ginagawa. It doesn't matter to the client. I'm actually paying for the results that you're gonna give me. So ganun din sa'yo. If you're a freelancer, kung ano man yung offer mo, craft what you can actually give to your audience. Make sure that may clarity kung ano yung dapat mo ma-deliver sa kanila. And your process, you can either disclose it or not, pero they're not gonna be paying for that. At the end of the day, it's just, you get the job done and I get the results that I want. So ganun siya. So it actually is a no-brainer for them to take your services. So ayun. So almost eh. So same thing with this. Social media is just a lead generator. So maraming dyan, kumbaga flavors, pero dapat aligned siya dyan. Kaya yung branding yan, brand voice and everything. But again, don't sell yourself cheap so that on your social media, hindi sila magkakaroon ng connotation na, bakit kaya ganun yung pricing niya? Hindi siguro siya ganun kagaling. Or baka ganun kasi. So meaning to say, akala mo you're actually doing them a favor by underpricing or underselling your services. But in reality, you actually scare your network. You're actually scaring the crap out of them. Bakit? Because if, why am I going to invest in you if I think you're not qualified? So sometimes you actually think na, okay, babaan ko yung presyo because I'm going to do them a favor. But actually, you're making them think twice if they do want to do business with you. So something to consider in terms of why do I need to increase my rate? Diba?
And you have to stand your ground talaga, Miss Ice, na ito yung rate ko kasi ito yung expertise ko. And this is how I'm going to deliver the results to you.
Yes, tama. So again, when you charge for your services or your products, do not undersell yourselves. Again, ulitin mo yun. I am not cheap. I am definitely worth it kung magkano yung rate.
Yes. Know your
at the end of the day talaga, gagawin mo naman lahat eh. Diba? Para ma-deliver yun. Kasi kung, again, umpisa, going back to the first na sinabi ko, what's the intention? Kailangan yung intention mo din is on the right place. Help the business. So again, ang kinoconsider nila dito sa 7 to 8 figure is your team. Kailangan alam mo who's gonna be on your marketing, operations, and then sales. So lahat ng mga to ay kinoconsider nila sa planning. Okay? So who's gonna be leading the team, who's going to be in charge so that people take accountability on the department that they're going to handle for you. So again, sa marketing, usually ginagamit nila dyan, so alam nyo na, naintindihan nyo na, paulit-ulit ako, but definitely it is actually aligned. So sobrang small nugget lang na yun, pero it actually changes the way you actually do your freelancing business and the business of your clients. Make sure that, results muna, and then all of the marketing efforts, all of the sales, and kumbaga parang lahat yan, advertising, lahat ng mga campaigns na gagawin mo, all are actually redirecting on the results that you're gonna give back. It's easier to sell that. And mas madali talagang mag-craft ng mga campaigns kung klarong-klaro sa inyo kung ano ba yung dapat na i-deliver sa clients. Tapos yun yung unang-unang makikita ng audience nyo. So that's going to be something that you really have to consider. Also with the operation, so I think kino-consider nila after marketing, after the sales, how's the fulfillment? Diba? Paano yung fulfillment niyan? Again, the only way that you can have a very good retention system is that okay yung fulfillment, okay yung customer journey. Smooth ba yung mga systems and automations nyo? Ano yung mga recurring tasks dun sa business? I-automate nyo. Bakit? Kasi dapat alam niyo kung ano dun sa systems yung dapat na naka-automate na, ano din dun yung mga kumbaga parang non-negotiable, kailangan ng kumbaga parang more on interaction. So, ano ba yung mga client facing, ano ba yung mga dapat ano. So, dapat alam niyo dun sa operations kung nasaan nasaan din yung bottleneck. Kasi kung alam niyo kung nasaan yung bottleneck, then mas madali para sa inyo to refine your processes. Okay, medyo natatagal lang kami dito kasi ang tagal mag-decide ng CEO, ang tagal na, so ang tagal din ng revision, nadadrag yung timeline, nadadrag yung fulfillment. Dapat alam niyo kung nasaan yung mga areas na yun. So that, pero again, operations is a continuous refining process, systems improvement. Hindi siya one time okay na siya, no? So you really have to set the expectation din with the client na as you go, you're going to refine processes kasi it's not a one size fits all. So definitely nare-refine naman yung processes dun sa mga areas na nagkakaroon ng mga risk or mga konting failure or challenges. So definitely kung pag halimbawa ang isang business owner naman kumbaga matagal na siya sa business, naiintindihan niya na yun. Na pag may konting hiccups dun sa process nyo, ang susunod dun is that take kumbaga ownership of yung pagkakamali, and then ang susunod is what's the game plan? Paano nyo aayusin? So again, sa planning session, operation systems and everything, yung fulfillment dapat okay. Tapos ito yung think na last na dapat na i-consider. Who's going to be in charge of the admin? So sino yung mga tao na parang, kasi kumbaga parang okay, may operations, may ano ka, kumbaga parang may sino yung parang pinaka-ano mo, core, your core, yung admin mo. Okay? Because they're going to represent you well. So these are the things na dapat mo i-consider dun sa planning session mo. Who's going to be in charge of representing you, taking charge of your email, yung sasagot. Kasi pag mga 7 to 8 figure, di sila yung guys, meron silang gatekeeper. Meron silang gatekeeper. They don't do it by themselves. Nakita mo na ba si Elon Musk or nakita mo ba kung sino na sumasagot ng no, of course not. So, you have to have or find strong people who's going to really represent you well. So, I guess that's it for for the checklist na mga dapat i-consider. I mean, those are medyo antagal ko. But definitely, yun yung mga checklist na kailangan nyo i-consider para if you're supporting 7 to 8 figure business, ano dun yung parang kulang nyo? Saan ba siya medyo, kumbaga parang kulang pa? So, i-ano nyo yun? Kumbaga parang i-make sure nyo na ma-mention nyo kay client na I think kulang pa tayo sa improvement sa sales process natin or sa sa fulfillment natin. So, I think kulang pa tayo. I think hindi pa natin na-refine yung tawag dito, yung retention process natin, diba? Or yung operations natin kasi hindi pa natin na-automate yung mga recurring processes. So, as a 7-figure business, non-negotiable yung automation.
Yes.
Kasi yun. So far, meron na kayong napulot siya.
Marami. Actually, Miss Ice, I think for me, these are the staples. Yung staples sa isang successful na business, maybe a strategy, maybe a career, kasi lahat nandun mga basics to na minsan kasi na-overlook. Gaya na sinabi mo, we tend to oversell ourselves through the services we offer, not considering the kind of result na pwede nating mai-offer kay client. Diba? We are here as online professionals to give solutions sa mga pain points ni client and to help them achieve their goals. Yun na, diba?
So, very, kumbaga siguro narinig nyo sa ibang webinar na it's more of, at the end of the day, yung checklist na yun nai-implement ba yun? Nagagawa ba yun? Ba natin? So, dapat na, yung checklist na yan, non-negotiable yan, lalo na kung 7 to 8 figure yung daan nyo, parang sinusuportahan nyo. Pero if you wanna learn more, okay, if you wanna learn more, you can definitely reach out to me. Kasi syempre, I cannot cover everything on this webinar. Actually, tinatry ko talaga na i-eliminate na yung iba para lang ano lang siya dun sa checklist. Para kasi alam ko na baka overtime na ako or something. But I would like to really maximize yung inyong time on a 30-minute, gano'n. So, thank you so much.
Doon sa checklist na di ba, si Les yung binigay ni Miss Ice, mapoposition mo na yung self mo doon as a freelancer. Di ba?
So, talaga, I really would like to encourage everybody na nung nag-uumpisa rin ako, ang nahirapan ako to really, kumbaga parang find magkano yung, kasi yun yung naging problema ko, magkano ba yung dapat kong i-price sa sarili ko? Lagi tayong nagko-question. Pero alam mo, sometimes magiging driving force talaga natin is, magkano ba yung pinapangarap ko para sa pamilya?
Okay? The biggest why.
Yes.
The biggest
sometimes
why.
kasi talagang kumbaga parang kung klaro sa'yo na ito yung dapat kong mahit, then unti-unti you're actually going to build the confidence that you need to charge higher. Okay? So, don't be afraid to charge higher rates. Bakit? Kasi, lalo na kung halimbawa na nandun ka na sa position na naiintindihan mo na naman talaga kung paano mo gagawin yung deliverables mo eh. Okay. The only thing that's stopping you is that baka kasi hindi niya ako or baka, kasi nga, pagpasok mo sa discovery call, ang una mong gusto mong gawin is masarado mo yung client, tama? Which is hindi mo yung dapat gawin. The more na gusto mo siyang isarado, the more na nararamdaman niya yung intention mo to just close. Okay? So, when you jump on a call, idea is lagi mo isipin, I'm just here to help. I'm just here to help. So, kung maintindihan anong kailangan niyang tulong, makakatulong ba ako sa kanya? Because, again, people likes genuine people. Nakikita nila kung gusto mo lang talagang tumulong or understand. And honestly, the more na active listening lang yung pagpasok mo sa discovery call, chances are you're going to close that client because they know na naiintindihan mo yung problema nila and that you actually know what they need to be able to address yung problem na yun. So, with that, having said, wag mong gawing komplikado yung freelancing career mo. Okay? Wag mo siyang gawing komplikado. Alamin mo kung ano yung kaya mong solusyonan na problema, alamin mo kung ano yung deliverables, and then charge according to how much you think or you want to have as a monthly income. Yeah. Thank you.
Gets ko na. Eto na yung solusyon, Miss Abby.
Huwag mo pakyawin yung
I-share ko din. Sabi ni Miss ni Ice, outsource. O, di ba? Oo.
Kasi yung iba, di ba, gusto nila parang, di ba minimultitask nga kasi nila.
Yes. Yan, yun yung nakikita ko, kumbaga parang, yun mo na lang to, gawin mo to sa sarili mo, be bold enough na, yun nga lang, don't compromise quality. At the end of the day, kung halimbawa kung gusto mo i-outsource, kailangan, mo din, tingnan mo kung paano mo siya i-oversee yung project kasi ikaw pa rin yung nag-close ng project. So, with that having said, ay nakatulong sa inyo to turn your freelancing businesses or your business into a possible 7-figure income.
Position lang, syempre wag naman magtira, di ba? Si Des. Isipin mo din, pagka lahat yan, kumbaga, pinosisyon mo na yung sarili mo dun sa lahat na yun, ikaw din kasi ang mahihirapan, di ba?
Yes.
Yung health mo din, consider din natin, di ba? Ang dami kasi natin nakikita na sige, go lang ng go. So, di ba? Si Les, i-outsource na yan.
Yes.
Hindi. Kasi yung usually yung na-encounter ko mga other freelancers kasi na size. Kasi gusto nilang magka six figure in a month daw. And they tend to acquire so many clients na to the point na yung first goal mo is to be able to work at your own time. Yan, yung number of hours na parang instead of 8 to 10 hours, gawin natin 6. Yung nangyari kasi nag-accumulate ka ng mga clients. Dumarating na parang for 12, 14, 16 hours na lang yung working time mo, and that you have sacrificed a lot of time, especially spending quality time with your family, even to yourself, di ba?
Tama. Alam mo kumbaga parang ito yung dapat nyo i-consider, okay? Kapag halimbawa, ulitin ko lang, there's nothing wrong with actually starting dun sa rate na feeling mo, kumbaga parang hindi, let's say for example, you want to hit that 6-figure income. Pero yung naiintindihan mo naman na kailangan mo pang i-hone yung skills mo.
Yes.
I don't, kumbaga huwag ka masyadong magmadali. Kasi honestly, the reason why you're going to fail is because you don't understand the process. Kailangan mo munang malaman what are the things na dapat i-deliver mo na results. Kaya mo bang i-deliver yung results? Pag na-deliver mo yung results, tandaan mo kahit gaano pa kataas yung price na i-rate mo sa sarili mo, people are going to buy that because naiintindihan mo the results. Kapag wala ka pa doon, and I'm going to have to be very, very clear on this to all freelancers, pag wala ka pa doon sa point na kaya mo i-deliver yung promise na results, which is so big, then huwag ka muna mag-charge ng sobrang taas. Okay? You're going to get there. Trust me, you're going to get there. You're going to understand paano mo ma-deliver. And once you actually understand the process, then sky's the limit on how you can charge.
Yes, Miss Ice, may katanungan nga pala dito. And I think na-address mo naman to kanina. Just the gist of it pala siguro. Sabi dito na katanungan ni Miss Larissa Ricare, how can you position yourself as premium po?
Okay. So, yun lang tawag dito. Katulad lang nung sinabi ko, no? Yung perceived value. Yun. Actually, narinig ko na to kay Coach Paul Gueta, narinig ko na to kay Chief John Pagulay. There are a lot of people na narinig ko na about perceived value. So, again, how do you like people to see you? So, be careful on what you put out there because what you put out there will be your perceived value. Okay, so but very, very clear yun. Kung gusto mo to be perceived as premium and somebody na worth this premium rate, then be careful on what you're putting out there. So, okay, this speaks volume. Hindi to basta-basta kasi ang nakikita ko yung mga designs niya, nakikita ko yung mga content niya, nakikita ko how she writes, how she speaks, how she do man. Yes. She knows what she's talking about. So, she's not cheap, right? I want to work with this person because she knows what she's doing. So, the only way you can charge premium is if you actually put out there what, again, clients want to see, you put, and what they want to hear. Diba? So, ganun lang, very, very simple. Anong gusto nilang marinig, anong gusto nilang makita. Put it out there. And there's no way na hindi ka nila makikita as premium.
Yes. At saka sabi dito ni Miss Michelle May Martin, basic takeaways na mahirap ma-start pero worth it pag na-improve natin. First is yung optimization ng profile mo, including yung social media. Kung anong pinopost mo, filter din pag may time. Okay? And so that you won't look cheap sa mga prospects or target market mo. And then, know how are you going to position yourself as a professional para makapag-command ka na medyo mataas-taas naman ng rate dyan. At para makabili tayo ng, yung Miss Avic, iPhone Pro Max fully paid. Okay? And of course,
hindi na lang tayo sila multi-milky, di ba?
Okay. And also, sabi ni Miss Michelle din, don't sell yourself cheap at i-add ko na rin. It's a matter of how you have this kind of mind setting talaga. And sinabi ni Miss Ice. kailangan talaga know your boundaries, know your bandwidth. Yun yung ano ko. Hindi ibig sabihin you were able to accumulate these skills. Parang ano ka na lang, parang kang all-in-one, tiyangge, di ba? Na selling this and that na mga services. Pero walang specialization. Hindi makikita yung expertise mo. And for you to be able to leverage on that is, parang ano pa dun, Miss Ice, you offer one or two services. And then, yung mga add-ons mo, yung mga backup skills mo, na pwede ding maka-help, di ba? And then, additional streams of income, kumbaga.
Yes. Exactly. So, paano mo may grow yung financial or stream of income is, ano yung mga parang aligned dun sa service offer mo. So, kung halimbawa, kung halimbawa website builder ka, malamang kailangan mo rin ng copywriter, malamang kailangan mo rin ng SEO expert. So, be ready. Di ba? So, alam mo yung mga aligned dyan. So, yun yung mga kailangan mo to be able to grow your business. So, dapat alam mo yung mga ganyan. What are those? Kasi yung offer mo is just a foot at the door. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Okay na po ba? Yes, okay
na.
Be ready.
Diba, no?
Thank you.
Okay. So before we end the session, Miss Ice, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude for gracing tonight's webinar po with your knowledge and skills and your awesomeness na loaded talaga, Miss Ice. And isa pa, dito mo ginawa yung big reveal mo. O, di ba? Hindi basta-basta. And for that, Miss Ice, kindly accept this little token from FOPSCO. Is the Certificate of Appreciation is hereby awarded to Miss Maria Luisa Aisilario for being a resource person on the webinar session entitled How to to a successful 7-figure business blueprint. Okay, initiated by the Filipino Online Professional Service Cooperative, FOPSCO Academy. Okay, and held on December 13, 2022. Signed by Ms. Rochelle Rivera de Ocampo, at FOPSCO Chairperson, at saka ni Sir Dennis Baguio, the FOPSCO Academy Administrator. Thank you so much, Miss Ice, and hope na ma-invite ka namin sa susunod at hindi lang pang 1 hour yung ano mo. But very interesting talaga. Actually, nabitin ako.
Thank you po sobra. And I hope na, kumbaga parang, kasi nga pagka ganito kalaki yung scope ng mga dapat discuss, mahirap din talaga siyang i-squeeze into one lang. So, I really would like to thank you kung nag-stay kayo dyan. If not, hopefully, this is also my opportunity to invite you to come and like our page and be able to, really, ask questions or get to know us kung how can we definitely help you, or if you're a business owner out there and you need some help or collaboration, you can definitely visit us. So we're going to have a launch on January 8th because we're going to be doing a revamp on our website and our branding. So we're going to do full stack digital marketing for coaches, and yung team namin nag-grow na, very very thankful kami.
Congrats.
And sobrang saya namin that these are the things na talagang we're going to offer this 2023, and everything that you need to learn is going to be on that launch, which is happening on January 8th, 2023. And we're also opening a community. So we're going to do that. And ito yung we do have a wait list for that community. So I'm going to also drop a link on kasi bakit? Kasi we're not going to have a lot of people on that community kasi we're going to be doing a lot of value also with that. So kung sino lang talaga ma-interested, di ba? Parang katulad sa FOPSCO, sino ba yung interested? So be able to kumbaga parang watch out for that. And so eto mag-drop ako ng link. So just in case that you're interested to join us and know more a lot on how you can be able to be a premium, right? Premium freelancer service provider. So hopefully you can join us in there. So yeah. So that's our Facebook group waitlist. Thank you.
And right now, I am sharing with you yung link na shinare ni Miss Ice para sa for the waitlist para sa peak event niya next year.
Yes, thank you po. Sobra sa FAPS ko. Sobra. And I would like to commend everybody. This is something na talagang value-giving community. I would like to really commend everybody from all the management up until those people handling the community. Sobrang to be able to have a community that you can really support each other, get value. Definitely sobrang nito, kino-commend ko. So credits and props to everybody responsible for creating Popco.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Ice. And there you have it,
Thank
ladies
you
and
so
gentlemen.
much.
Oo, hitik na hitik talaga, Miss Abby, diba? Yung episode natin tonight. And it's not, and then, malaking tulong talaga na yung mga na-impart sa atin ni Miss Ice tonight, especially for those who are still struggling kahit seasoned na mga online freelancers.
Yes.
And for those who are into yung mga niche nila, yung mga target markets nila, even yung mga nanonood sa atin na may business online, diba? Na gusto talagang makamit yung inaasam-asam nilang figures. Okay, figure of 8. 8-figure na income. Diba? So, ikaw na freelancer, huwag kang mag-settle sa kung anong meron ka. Gamitin mo yung mga excess sa mga skills mo as added na income streams. Thank you so much, Miss Ice, and wishing you all the best sa lahat ng mga ventures mo in the future. Support
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Popsco, and have a very, very good evening. Salamat.
Yes. And for that, Miss Avic, dito sa Popsco natin, ang yung tagline natin, Miss Avic.
Okay, before nag-thank you na ba tayo sa ating mga viewers?
Ay, oo nga pala.
Presentation tonight. Gusto ko magpasalamat kay Miss Ice. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation kasi kanina pa siya nag-thank you sa atin, diba? So, maraming salamat din sa iyo, Miss Ice, diba? Sa pag-accept nitong invitation na to para maging speaker for tonight's episode. And of course, aside from that, we would like to thank all our Facebook Live viewers. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Sa sama ninyo sa amin more than 1 hour, okay? And we hope to see you again next Tuesday, okay? Please, ating mga Facebook Live viewers, don't forget to like our page, Popsco, a national-based cooperative for Filipino online professionals. You may also find us in Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And if you had some takeaways in tonight's show, please don't forget to share this episode so that others can also learn like you. For Popsco members, ito na, dito na tayo. Bago tayo magpaalam, thankful for Popsco Media, our partner in giving you this wonderful show. Join us again next week for another show, a special guest for our guest. Let's keep
growing together. Good night, everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone. Good night.